you're able to hear me.
Yes,
Hello, everyone. I hope I am audible to everyone.
you are audible.
Okay, thank you so much, Kiran, for confirming. Let's start. Uh, so, okay, so let's wait for 2 minutes. We'll quickly run the session while others join in. So let's
Yeah,
wait
people are
for
joining.
others. Yeah, yeah. I hope you're able to see my screen. Yeah. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, guys. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Shrikant, Priyanka, hello, Supriya, Azim Sheikh, Varun Gati, Arjun, thanks, Santosh, hello, Jose. Guys, some important announcement is there, so please go through it on the slide, on the screen. Hello, Nikita. Hello, Christopher. Hello, Arjun Jadhav. I'm good. Thank you, Arjun. Hello, Nilesh Patel, Becky, Ramesh Agarwal. Hello, everyone. 2 more minutes and then we will start. So here are some important announcements. Please go through the screen, everyone. Yogesh, hello, Ajay, Anujay, hello, Saumil. So I hope my screen is visible to everyone. Please go through these announcements. Hello, Ian. This is our professional development pit stop and forum, roadmap. Hello, Sachin. Please go through it. The themes are marked over here. Hello, Chirag. Hello, Mandar. And some of the important uh, QR codes. YouTube, LinkedIn. Hello, Joyce from Dubai. Hello, Sandeep. Hello, Vakas. Yes, Karupam Sami, I have received it. I will get back to you. Hello, Sumit. Okay, so let's give it a second and let's start. Okay. Uh, So, namaste once again. Good evening and welcome to PM Pit Stop, all of you. Hope you are not too busy and we are going to have a very interesting session today. Okay, a quick agenda. So, we will move to speaker introduction and then I will be handing over to speaker. And when we'll have Q&A session, please I request everyone to put your questions on the Q&A section and about the PDU feedback and the closing notes. So let me start with introduction, and before I would like to have a quick, just a brief outline of what is PM PitStop. So PM PitStop is basically uh, um, it's a platform where subject matter experts and project managers from different industries, come and share their experience and demonstrate the usage of various tools and techniques in the real world. So I would say mostly the PM Pitstop talks about the techniques, the frameworks. It could be anything. It could be a tool, a technical tool, or it could be some technique or a framework. So that's what PM Pitstop is all about. Okay. Okay. So now let me start with introduction of Mr. Biren. I believe most of our PM Mumbai members already know Mr. Biren, and many of you have, had the opportunity to interact with him through various PMI initiatives. So it's always a pleasure to have him, share his knowledge and experience with our community. Talking about Mr. Pirin, he has over 29 years of global experience in the banking and financial services industry, where he has successfully led large scale digital transformation initiatives and data lakehouse implementations for some of the world's leading tier one banks. He is currently serving as a director at Crystal Limited and is widely respected for his expertise in retail and corporate banking, data strategy, financial technology. He is also a certified independent director and award-winning industry leader and holds multiple globally recognized professional certifications. So beyond his professional achievements, Viren is an author, speaker, mentor, and active PMI volunteer. And always he is always passionate about giving back to the project management community through knowledge sharing and mentoring. So you must have been seeing his podcast, his interviews. He regularly keeps on posting it on LinkedIn and all. So it's really inspiring. It really inspires the professionals across industries and all. But something different, a totally different personality. I would say he's an angel investor and a marathon runner, a fitness enthusiastic and adventure sports lover too. So, truly reflecting the spirits of continuous learning, resilience, and excellence. So, today, Biren will be sharing his insights on sustainability and, sorry, guys. Uh, sorry. Sustainability and sustainable project management and all. So, Biren, I officially hand it over to you and let's hear from Biren. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Renu. I really overwhelmed by a long introduction, but yeah, I really appreciate that. And once again, thank you for giving me opportunity to share some of my knowledge. Obviously, 1 hour is too less, but yeah, I mean, we'll try to cover whatever best possible. Okay, so let me share my presentation. Just give me a moment, guys. I hope you're able to see my screen.
Yes, Biren.
Okay, and I'm audible, right?
Yes.
Okay, welcome once again, guys. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning from wherever you are joining. Thanks for joining this PMI Mumbai Chapter session, and I'm sure you will have some insight on the sustainability. Yeah, so today we'll just understand about sustainability and about sustainable project management. This is a brief which Renu has already given, and yeah, I like to connect with each one of you over the LinkedIn. That's my LinkedIn handle. Okay. Brief disclaimer that basically whatever I'm saying over here, these are my personal views and does not reflect my employer's view. Whatever humor or whatever pictures are there, those are available freely on the internet and it's not being used for any commercial purpose. And obviously, there is no violation because I'm not doing any commercial thing because of those things. Yeah, and all quotes belongs to respective celebrities, authors, and creators. No confidential information about anything has been shared over here. Whatever information is there, it is available publicly. Yeah, so as Renu mentioned, we will try to touch upon these areas at the broad level. There's 5, 6 areas, and we'll share some knowledge on that and hope that will be insightful. Yeah, so we'll try to make it a little bit interactive, engaging, and that's where maybe Renu, if I can ask you to bring up the poll, maybe I'd like to hear from each one of you. What do you think about sustainability when it comes to when you hear this word? So, Renu, can you bring up the poll one? Is it possible?
Yes. Give me a moment. Yeah, I will just share my screen.
Yeah. So just so that
Yeah,
we get some idea, and let's make it interactive, guys.
sure, sure. Sure. Okay. So, guys, please scan this QR code and the poll will open.
Whoever is there present in the this session, please Paul, please give your option so that we get some idea. Won't take more than a second.
Okay, yes, guys.
Okay, done. We have something.
We have around 97 participants. Guys, quickly, please do join the QR code.
Yeah, so just
Scan it. Yeah, one more. I will just wait for 10 more seconds.
okay,
10.
sure.
Okay. And
No vote started.
give. I'll just now start it. Just people are still joining in.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start. Okay, here is the poll. I hope everyone is able to see the question or on your mobile as well.
Do we have answer?
You can share. Are you able to see my screen, Viren? Are
No,
you
no,
able to?
no, no, no. Not able to see your screen. I can see only you only and the background is,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Let me share. Let me share my screen. I hope you are now able to see me screen.
Choose tab to view. Renu Mehta screen. Okay, yeah, I
Yeah,
can see that.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, great.
So here is the poll. Yeah,
Okay, and people are saying about environment, business profitability, social impact, and compliance regulation. So 69% says about environment when we talk about sustainability, right? And that is a 24 vote only, while there are a lot many, but yeah, okay. So Joyce has said all. Okay, great. I think
yeah,
so. Let me just share my screen.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, you can see my screen, right?
yeah,
Okay, so great. I think yes, guys. I mean, you all have voted for different things, and maybe someone has voted for the multiple things. Yeah, but that's right. I mean, so whenever you talk about sustainability, I mean, you really feel that whether it's an environment or it is a compliance or what else, right? So it's on the lighter side. I mean, when you say why are you calling boundary as out, because you are crossing all the boundaries, right? And that is why costing, and that is what costing the earth. So basically, remember earth we are not inheriting from our ancestors, but we are borrowing it from our children. Okay, heat wave temperature, you might have recently read that in Europe the temperature has gone up like anything, and a lot of people are dying because of those kind of temperature. And it is very different when you consider it from the India perspective. In India we have in some states it is reaching to 45-50 degree, but still people are not that much dying because of that heat. But if you compare it in the Europe, I mean, you see the amount of death which is happening. Like in one single country, there were 1,000 or maybe 1,500 or more people have died, right? So that is very surprising. And you see the kind of a wave which is there. I mean, how the temperature is growing. And some of these countries are having a maximum temperature change compared to previous year. So basically, that is where why this is happening. Is happening because now the annual resource consumption is going up like anything. Okay, and we are close to the one of the first mass extinction in whatever number of years, right? We are losing the different species at a alarming rate. Okay, so you see, I mean, how much now species are going extinct since 1900. Okay, and this all data which is available on the net, and which is a kind of a CO2 emission, and all those things are there. And if you compare the United States with India, the see the kind of consumption which United States is doing it. Okay, so it is available. You can also check on the one of the website I'll give you. But there you can see that the amount of consumption which US is doing when it is just one-fourth of India's population. Okay, whereas India is a four time more population. US is a 330 million. India is a 1.4 billion. But still the amount of consumption which is there, which is alarming. Okay, and that is what is causing a problems. And that is where one word which you might not have heard, which is the Earth Overshoot Day. Okay, so Earth Overshoot Day is the day in a year when whatever resource you can generate or you are creating it, now those are being actually consumed more than that. Okay, or when it is being consumed. So, for example, in 1972, okay, whatever resources like oxygen or I'll say water or whatever is being produced, okay, so that was getting consumed by December 31st. But if you see, as we are progressing, okay, the way the world is advancing, that Earth Overshoot Day is coming early and early. So by July 24, we are consuming all the resources which is getting produced naturally. Okay, and that is the Earth Overshoot Day. So you are overshooting the Earth's capacity by July 24 itself, and that is like in this month only. Okay, that we'll be consuming all the resources which is available. So basically, that is how we are start depleting the resources. Okay, and that is a very alarming thing. And that is where I'll just show you one picture. Okay, this Earth Overshoot Day, you can go over there, overshoot this footprint.network. Okay, and there you can see that how each countries are consuming and by what date they are actually consuming all the resources, okay, within their country which is being produced. So Qatar is, say for example, it's producing very less, but it is consuming all the resources by February 4th. Okay, and then they are just dependent on the imports and maybe resources from the other countries. So it is given for all countries, it is given that how they are doing, and that is where the sustainability comes into the picture. Okay, so you can go to this website and you will be able to see that. So that is where sustainability comes into picture. What is sustainability? Sustainability is basically a practice of meeting the current needs, okay, while enhancing the ability of future generation to meet their own, right? So basically, we should consume only that much which getting produced in our time or in our country or in this era. So that is what is a sustainability. Okay, remember this, that now we should not consume more than what we are producing it, and that is where this sustainability is very important. And basically it involves improving the economic, social, and economic dimensions to create a kind of a outputs, okay, which will be more than what is this being produced naturally. Okay, so that is the kind of a effort which we need to put to see that now we are continuously do the regeneration and try to have more resources being produced rather than consuming. So this is what sustainability is. So when you say the word sustainability, right, at that point of time, there's all these things. Environment also comes into picture. Business profitability also comes into picture. Even compliance also comes into picture. So all these things, while you all have chosen the different options, but yes, I mean all of these are actually relevant, and all of these matters when you think about sustainability, right? So Earth is the only Earth. I mean, there is no planet B. There is only one planet which is there, and we need to take care of it. Yeah, so I'll also once again ask that now who owns the sustainability in an organization, right? So you all are working at one place or other. You might be running your own company, you might be doing consulting, whatever, wherever you are there, right? Whatever entity is there, whether it is a government entity or whether it is a private entity. So I just like to hear from all of you that who owns the sustainability in an organization. Maybe Renu, can we bring up the second poll, please? Hello, Renu.
The second poll is on.
Okay, it is
I've
on.
shared the screen. Yeah, I've shared the
Okay.
screen.
Okay.
So guys, please again, we need to quickly scan the QR code. Keep the mobile ready with you all, please.
Okay. So there's a code which is there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd like to hear from you who owns the organ. It may be a CEO. It might be a government. It might be none. It might be maybe you yourself. Who owns the actual sustainability? Okay.
Yeah.
Who's
So yeah, yeah. So guys, I'm switching on. Like you can always copy the code. Wooclap.com is the site wherein you can just type in this code
yeah.
if you have not joined.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
booklab.com. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Whose responsibility is it? Okay. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know. Submitted, not submitted. What happened? Okay. Okay. Sustainability ESG team. Okay. Every employee. Okay. Great. CEO. No one is saying CEO. Oh, that's really nice. Looks like there is everyone is CEO. That's why they are saying no CEO. Okay. And there is no government employees. Oh, there is one CEO. Looks like he's responsible. Very good. Okay, just kidding, guys. I mean, yes. Government, no one thinks that government is responsible for this. Okay. Interesting. Okay, are we still having some votes? Okay, no, I think it is, yeah, so it is collective responsibility. Okay, all of us are responsible. There is no single person's responsibility. It is a government's responsibility, is a sustainability team's responsibility, it is a CEO's responsibility, is a board's responsibility, or it is a individual or employee's responsibility. So yes, so basically it is everyone's responsibility and it is not just someone, only one person's responsibility. Okay, so please note that. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So moving to next slide. You are able to see my next slide, right, Renu?
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, there was a study which was done by Accenture in last year. Okay, and from the whatever several CEOs were interviewed, and they feel that now business case for sustainability is stronger today than maybe whatever few years back. Okay, and obviously all of them are trying to maintain, expand their commitments, and but however, all of them are not confident of progressing it, and they have their plans and vision in place. Okay, so that is what I just want to share, that now all the CEOs are feel that sustainability is important and it has to be there. Okay, and most of professionals feels that yes, if you try to imbibe sustainability into your project or project management, then it is going to cost you more. Okay, so that is a fact, or rather that is a say, or maybe that is a everyone's thinking. Correct. Now, leadership is obviously moving towards that. Now we need to see that we deliver the value, we maintain the sustainability. Correct. All these things are valid. And obviously, there is a C-suite is more inclined towards all these things, that now they want to invest more on the green management or ESG, regulatory, all these things. So it is fact. I mean, the fact is that yes, it is going to cost more, but we'll come to a little bit more into detail about this maybe in the subsequent slide. So now I'm coming to core concepts of sustainability. Okay, so we discuss, or we heard about now what is sustainability, what happens now, and how it is going to impact us to some extent, right? Again, this just a thought. I mean, you cannot say that ChatGPT, oh, hey, tell me how can you fix it, and ChatGPT says, no, I'm not going to fix it, I cannot, it's only you only can fix it, right? Now, I just want to like to introduce some terms now so that you are aware about these terms when you talk about sustainability. So, what is called single bottom line? Okay, this is based on the Friedman's shareholder theory. Okay, whereby what used to happen till now or still happens in some places. Okay, more on the from the I'll say lower level labor perspective. It's a single bottom line. It is called a single bottom line. So where there is an unskilled team is there, and they will be given lower wages, and there will be now people will try to make more profit, or company will try to make more profit. So this is called a single bottom line. Now, uh, I'll just come to this, Paul. But now, basically, there is a relevance to single bottom line that is called a triple bottom line. Okay, so triple bottom, what is triple bottom line? Triple bottom line is whereby there is a skilled team, okay, which will give you a higher productivity, which will give you a less management of these people, and it will be a more of a better quality, but then prices will be higher, okay, and the profit will be obviously higher. So basically, rather than focusing on the standard financial bottom line, that triple bottom line actually helps economy, society, and the environment to help measure how organization is doing it and how it will benefit. So maybe just can you bring up the poll? I mean, so what do you think, guys? Can project be considered successful if it is delivered on time, within budget, and within scope? Okay, but causes significant environment. Can you just show that poll? I mean,
The poll is on. Please do scan. And also, I have put the link in the chat window so that you can quickly join.
okay. Uh,
And yeah,
nice
you
to know.
can quickly scan.
One minute, where is?
Please click on the link so that you can quickly join as well.
Where?
5 more seconds. 5 more parts. And then I'll
One
switch
minute.
to
I
the
cannot see
question.
your screen. One minute. Hold on.
Not able to see? Are you able to?
No, 1 minute. I am not comfortable with this one. Zoom.
Okay. So let's quickly move to the question.
I
Are
cannot
you
see.
able to see?
Yeah, I cannot see your
Okay.
screen. Maybe.
Let me share it again. Let me
Mm.
share it again.
Yeah.
Okay, let me know if I think you should be able to.
Hmm.
So most of the people have replied no.
Correct. So basically,
Someone is yes.
yes. So basically, yes, even though if it is delivered within the whatever time budget and schedule, but if it is causes a problem to environment, it cannot be considered as a successful project in today's world. Okay, maybe a 10 years, 20 years back, people were not knowing what can cause a problem, and that's where they were saying yes. But maybe today's world, it is not that straightforward. Okay, and you know several projects where it is actually having a problem. Okay, if there is a problem in the damaging the environment, then a lot of government is saying that okay, now you stop this project, right? We know that in several of projects are being stopped or stalled because there is a lot of opposition. And we know, I mean, we have heard recently that now in US a lot of data center were being built in some areas, and locals very strongly equivocally opposed it, and that's where some of the data center projects were actually stopped or shelled off. Okay, so yes, the fact is that now if you try to damage the environment, then those projects may not be counted as successful, and people definitely today oppose it. Yeah, so people, planet, and prosperity. Okay, these are the three triple bottom line, and basically it is very important that now we have all this benefit and not just now only company benefit. Okay, so all should be in such a manner, so it should be in such a harmony that now sustainability is maintained throughout the project or throughout the area, and people benefit from it. So there is another word which is there, okay, which is very important for this. This is called cradle to grave. Okay, it is basically decaying economy. Okay, so it's basically something whereby you are consuming something and you are just throwing it out at the end of it. Okay, so basically product life cycle is whereby you consume and then just bury it or maybe throw it away. So the way we are doing it for the plastic, right? Plastic bottles and plastic. So we just consume and we throw it away. And that is called a cradle to grave. Okay. So basically you are not, you are just disposing it without ensuring that it is getting recycled. This is very important word, cradle to grave. And another is a cradle to cradle. So when we say cradle to cradle, it is basically relates to try to recycle it so in such a way or decompose it in such a way that it helps environment. Okay, so basically it's a sort of a set of related components, okay, that ensure that environment now functions as required with what are objectives, and now you see that now it goes back to the earth or the environment. Okay, so in a very what you say, in a good manner. So basically there's a produce and assembly, you might be doing it, maybe product life, once it is done then you just recycle it, and then once again you whatever disassemble and maybe produce maybe new one. So we know a lot of nowadays a lot of plates and all those straws are also now made up of paper, right? I mean, why? Because now we want to give it back to the earth. I mean, we don't want to just now make it uncomposable, right? And we also know that now marine life is so much suffering because the huge number of plastic waste is lying in the ocean, right? So basically it is very important that now you give it back to the society in such a way, or in the to the earth in such a way, so that now it decomposes or it gets recycled. So that is very important word, cradle to cradle, and it is called circular economy. And that is where it is, I mean, the initial delivery will be like not much, but then you will start incurring the sustainability benefits as and when you do this cradle to cradle. Okay, so slowly you will get a benefit in terms of the society, and you will benefit from recycling and reuse. Okay, so cost will be initially there, but then slowly the benefits will outsource or outlie the cost which is there. Okay, so cradle to cradle income is very important. Okay, so now we understood about sustainability, we understood about basic terms, and now let's do a little bit deep dive into sustainable project management. Okay, so I'm sure most of us or many of us are the I mean, are the PMP or project managers or project leaders over here, and they would have done the one or the certification, and they are well aware of the project management thing, right? So now what is sustainable project management, right? We keep hearing about project management, but what is a sustainable project management? So there is a new, um, I'll not say concept, but a new methodology, which is maybe a slightly different from the existing project management methodology, which has come into picture or has been devised and which is being used in some of the developed economies and in some projects. Okay. So we'll just run through it about its concept so we get in some idea about what is a sustainable project management, right? Days are not far when we might be taking picture against just image only in the backdrop saying that now there's a Earth Day, right? The way we are killing the trees and we are killing the animals and all those things, right? Yeah, so what is sustainability in project management? Yes, we know that about practice of meeting current needs, okay? But the fact is that we should have long-term perspective whenever we are executing any project. We need to always consider about the environment, social and economic measures. And it is not just about doing less, okay, or less harm, but it is about doing more good, right? And more is again a concept of PMI also, right? That you do more than whatever is required, right? And it has been also found that now if you are incorporating sustainability into your project or your organization, okay, it has been found that it is higher predictor of project success. Okay, so if you have sustainability in place, then there will be definitely project success will be much higher, and the NPS has been increased by such a number that now it is imperative that now we are inevitable that we should incorporate the sustainability into our day-to-day project management. So this is one thing which I just want to say when someone was saying that yes, I mean project management, if you are harming the project management, if you are harming the environment, then also a project may be counted as successful, but that is not the fact. But if you have the all the sustainability practice incorporated, then the chances of the whatever not only project success is higher, but even the NPS is also higher. So there is a difference of clear 90 points positive NPS when the sustainability is incorporated into your project management. Okay, so this just give you an idea that now what sustainability or sustainable project management can do. And these are the different goals which are of sustainability goals which are aligned with SDG and different areas. Okay, so this all helps if you incorporate the sustainable project management, this helps and the different UN's SDG goals also. Okay, and for each of this whatever areas if you handle or if you address, then what is the kind of NPS which can be which can come up. I mean that is also being demonstrated into this slide. This has been done as a part of a whatever research by Project Management Institute in 2024. Okay, so this is the same thing which I'm presenting, nothing which I have created by myself, but these are the all 17 United Nations Sustainability Development Goals. Okay. Yeah, so that is about what are the benefits. And here it is like sustainable project management is, as I said, is a most important thing and we should incorporate. Okay. So how do we do it? Okay. So just to give you an idea now, obviously we cannot cover everything, but I'll just give you an idea how we do it. So put sustainability at the center of the project delivery. That is a run of P5. We'll come to that shortly. Okay, P5. So basically, P5 impact analysis should be done, and you should always have a sustainability management plan to be developed, and then you actually work towards how to do all this thing together. Okay, so we'll just come to both this thing, P5 and the sustainability management plan, in the next slide. So this is what I wanted to share as a part of this particular presentation. Okay, so we heard a little bit about conceptually. Now let's go deeper into what are the elements or the dimensions of the sustainable project management. Okay, so basically, as a traditional project management, we all are having this scope, schedule, and the time, right? Scope, schedule, and budget. Those are the three things which we consider. That is called golden triangle, and that is and quality at the center of it, right? So this is a traditional project management, but in the sustainable project management, these are the different dimensions which we need to consider. So obviously scope, time and cost are there, but then there are the five different dimension which has been added and which is like product, process, people, planet and prosperity. And that is why it is called P5. Okay, P5. Why? Because it's a first initial of all this. to make it easier to as a made as an acronym and P5. Okay, so you have basically you can just manage the risk which are there, mitigate the risk which are there. You can bring the value to it, and you can have a benefit to overall entities and organization. And if you have all these things in place, then it is more of a sustainable performance and there's a sustainable project management. Okay. Yeah, so let's go deeper into this. So now we have this P5 which we discussed. We just got an idea. So these are the five dimensions which are there: people, planet, prosperity, product, and process. Okay, so for any particular project, if you want to have a sustainability practice or sustainable project management, you have to consider all these things into it. Okay, so I'll just maybe zero it down a little bit so that it is visible to all of you. Yeah. So basically, how it works. Okay, so basically, you see the people or social impacts. So under social impacts, there are different categories, subcategories, whatever you want to call it, has been done. So labor practice and decent work. Okay, so under this, these are the different, I'll say, attributes or the measurement or maybe a dimension which can be there. Okay, you need to similarly for all these heads which are there. Okay, so, as a part of your project management or sustainable project management or your execution, you need to consider whatever applicable to your project because every industry might have a different kind of a requirement, right? So, all of them cannot be measured with the same thing. But whatever project, whatever industry you are executing the project, now some of these heads might be applicable. Okay, so if you're a solopreneur, then employment and staffing may not be applicable, right? If you are just doing a farming, then maybe a little bit of energy consumption may be applicable, maybe biological diversity may be applicable, right? Water consumption may be applicable, sanitary water disbursement may be applicable. So basically, depending on the kind of industry you are there or the type of project which is there, you have to consider this each elements. And if you consider all these elements, that is where the P5 impact analysis comes into the picture. Okay. So under this, the lifespan of a product, lifespan of the product. Okay, that is also important. Servicing of product, that is also important. You need to consider that now. I mean, we know lifespan when we say it. I'm just saying about the product, but it means for anything and everything. Simple thing like bottle, right? Water. We buy mineral water, right? And that's where this comes into picture. That way, as soon as we consume water, the water which is there, which is being thrown out, right? So, and that is where people are bringing the sustainability and trying to serve the water in the conferences and some places in the glass bottle because that's where now lifespan of a product helps, right? Similarly, servicing of a product. So sometimes servicing of product again matters, right? Again, processes. So basically, how effective the process is, what is the efficiency of it, what is the fairness of project process. So all these things matter. So you, as a part of your project sustainable project management, or maybe as a part of a P5 impact analysis, you need to consider each of these dimensions and try to see that now how best you can do it. And there can be a kind of a score which can be assigned to it. Okay. So I'll just give you a small example over here just to give an idea so that now you understand better. So this solar panel fitting project is, say, for example, a kind of a hypothetical project we have taken, right? And then there is this domain P5 product and process. So under this lifespan of a product and servicing product. So you can have a what kind of a KPI you can set it up, okay, or you can have the KPI. You can have a metrics to measure it, that how much logs on replacement and purchase of equipment required, and what should be your objective. So as a part of your project, you can set it up from the sustainability perspective that now what and how you should doing it. Okay, and how you can benefit from it. Okay, so this is how you can do a kind of a thing. So this is one part of it. And here it's a more of a people, for example. Okay, this might be most relevant to all the projects. So you have labor practices and decent work. So you have to see what is a KPI. KPI is to see that number of complaints filed by employees and feedback on whatever health and safety component of appraisals. Okay, so you can say that now basically my objective is to have less than 5 complaints in a year or maybe no, problems. Okay, so that is how you can be having this metrics defined for each kind of areas and the subcategories and the attributes, and you can define it best as per your industry, and then you can try to adapt to it. Okay, so this is the kind of a P5 impact analysis one can do it. Okay, so particular human rights. So number of logs against human rights based on audits. Okay, so that can be objective should be zero, right? So that is how your objective should be for this kind of a project or this kind of a domain. Okay. Similarly, again, just to extend that, there can be a different transport, energy, land, air, water, right? So all consumption. So all this can be you can find out that what can be the performance indicator, and you can try to have a metrics defined for it, and you try to set an objective goal for it and try to meet those goals. Okay. So basically, for if you see this number of waterborne illness, so we know all the corporates try to have the mineral water in their offices, right? Why? Because that's a basic things, basic hygiene which everyone wants to provide. But not all of us are. I mean, not everyone is lucky like all of us that now who is working in the shiny offices. But there will be obviously laborers who are working on ground or maybe in the field. I mean, they might not be no, so much. On the better side to see that they don't have these problems, right? So we know there are problems which are happening, and we know a lot of news which we read that now whereby if someone was trying to clean the sewage and they have died, right? So all these things comes into picture now. If the those entities has done the analysis, done the P5 impact analysis about how to take care of the people and how to take care of the each of these area, then the things would have been different. Okay, so basically, so I'm just coming back to this one. So basically, I hope now you'll be able to understand a little bit, right? So basically, for each of these area, you have to pick up what is applicable to your domain, your project, or your sector, or your region, and try to see that now you define the objectives and try to see that those are objectives are met with the objective to see that now you don't harm the environment, harm the people, or harm the processes, right? So that is how it should. Okay. Yeah, so that is P5 impactness. Now, what exactly you should do? Okay, so that's where it comes into picture. So you define that for each of this. For example, over here it is given that now social, environment, and prosperity. We see just those three examples, right? You see that how you started on it. Okay, what was your score basically on 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, whatever 1 to 5 mostly, and you try to see where you stand. Okay, and what is at the end of the project where you were there. Okay, so that is how you can measure that impact. Okay, and try to measure that how much improvement you have done, and you can have this kind of a spider graph being projected, and that's how you can do the measurement, and you can show it to stakeholders as well as you can show it to board and all those things, right? So that is how basically one can do no, this kind of analysis, and that is a P5 impact analysis. It is called. Okay. Again, another example, maybe from the different perspective, and that was a different way, but there's a different way of presenting that. Now we have just said, now if there's an office retrofit project is there, then what should we do? You should use the energy efficient materials, right? And smart lighting. Okay, so for that, impact will be high. What will be the KPIs, right? So it can be something like this, whereby you try to see that now you don't harm those areas, those domains, and try to see that you do more to it. You help on this, right? So reduce CO2 emissions by 25%. Okay, so that is what you can do profit wise. I mean, reduce operational costs, and you can have a higher asset value, and you can have a ROI on sustainability over 3 years. You may not have an immediate ROI, but in the 3 years you can win. So overall outcome can be something like this. Okay, so basically long-term benefits will be there always for the sustainability. In short term, it might be costly, it might be capex heavy also at times, maybe opex heavy also, but on the long runs, it is going to benefit the whether entity, organization, company, or the person. Okay, so this is a P5 impact analysis which can be done, and for all these elements, okay, all these elements, how it will benefit the UN Sustainable Development Goal, that is also mentioned. Okay, it is there on the web also that now, for example, if you do age appropriate labor, then you have good jobs and economic growth can be there. You have this innovation and the infrastructure can be there. and you can have a peace and justice there. Okay, so basically it's just try to show that which dimensions are benefiting which UN goals. So we there were two parts of it, right? One is a P5 impact analysis, one has to be done, and second is the sustainable project management plan. So this we are coming to the second part of it, that is a sustainable project management plan. And when you are preparing the sustainable project management plan compared to whatever normal traditional plan, what kind of a things you should incorporate? Okay, so these are some of the areas one should incorporate into sustainable project management plan or the charter. No, that is what I'm just listed over here. That obviously most of things we know, but like approach. Okay, how sustainability management will be planned for, identified and responded to. Okay, so this is a very important and different thing which is there, that you should have an approach of the sustainability mechanism. And in that case, whose responsibility will it be? Okay, whether it's a project manager, project team, or who will be the owner of it? Okay, that also we have to define into this. And obviously it will also require the kind of a budget for doing this. Okay, so basically these are some of the core sections which has to be there. We need to have KPIs. We just discussed P5 impact analysis also, which is there, which should come over here, that whatever initial which we are targeting or proposing it, that should be included into this plan or the charter. And what will not come into our scope, that also should be mentioned in the sustainability project management plan. Okay, so these are some of the sections which one should include in the sustainability project management plan. And we should also have the sign off also very clear, that now how we are doing this measurement. So we just now saw that now initial metrics was something, and the final metrics or final numbers were different, right? So that has to be very clearly mentioned as a part of a sign off also. Okay, whether we are able to meet those goals, or whether we didn't meet the goals, or we overshoot those goals, right? So that is how it should be done. So this is about sustainable project management plan. So now, as a part of that, PMI has come up with this PRISM, I'll say, methodology, whereby it says that now projects integrating sustainable methods has to be developed or has to be done. Okay, so this is called PRISM. Just remember this. I is smaller, but yeah, that is how it is. Okay, so that life cycle phase is how the life cycle has been defined for the PRISM. Okay, so it is something like this. Okay, so you have pre-project phase which will be there. Okay, which obviously we discussed that now, a charter kind of a thing. Okay, and which will be authorized by the board or the steering committee or by the sponsor or by the owner. Okay, then we call it discovery phase, and then we get into design phase. Okay, and after this we have this delivery phase, and that will be iterative. Maybe multiple time design changes may be required as we are doing it. And then we have this closure phase. Once we have this closure done, then we obviously measure the benefits which has been realized. Okay, so this is a kind of a PRISM life cycle which is defined or maybe suggested as a part of a certification or the green project management is I've just mentioned over here. Obviously, we'll not be able to go in detail for each of these phase, because there is a proper, I'll say, workflow or flow chart which is there for each of this phase. But I thought of just covering it up, because as a part of a full sustainable project management, this is a one part of it. Okay. So it will be like, as I said, pre-project, discovery, design, delivery, benefits. Once again, maybe you come to design, delivery kind of a thing. Okay. So this is just a visual representation. And yes, it is a little bit detailed over here. I'll say that the same thing, this two phase will be iterative. Okay, and there will be a kind of a sponsor will just prepare the high level business case. We discuss business case will be presented and what are benefits will be there. And then there's a project management will actually take place, in line with whatever our traditional project management. Yeah, but over here we'll continuously monitor this ESG risk and opportunities. Okay, and we'll continuously monitor this performance. And there's a different domains which are there, which will keep monitoring it for benefits, for communication, procurement, quality, risk, schedule, scopes. So all these knowledge areas which we know, those will be continuously being monitored as a part of it. And once the project is executed, basically reporting will be required to be done. So if there is a sustainability which comes into picture, there is a kind of a different kind of a reporting which is required to be done to see that now you actually adhere to the process, and you are accruing the benefit of it. And if you, many of you might be aware that now there is a called a carbon credit concept which is there. Okay, so as a part of that, if you have maybe used some kind of a recyclable material, or if you have gained because of using environment friendly material, or maybe a solar thing, etc., you can claim a kind of a carbon credit. Basically, whatever CO2 reduction which you have done because of your project execution, that is called a carbon credit. Okay, because you have stopped that CO2 emission into the environment, and that is like now again gaining it, right? So basically for that, again, you need to do different kind of reporting, and you can also sell those carbon credit to someone who is polluting the environment. And there's a lot of demand for it nowadays, and a lot of people, a lot of entities do this kind of business, whereby they have more I'll say green initiatives, and which helps them to claim those kind of credits. Okay, so this is again I'll say flow of the prism. Okay, including these different phases, and the how actual project management takes place. Okay, obviously we cannot go into detail right now, but this at the conceptual level, I just want to make you aware. Yes, so green agile, so similar to project management, green agile is also equally important, and basically it actually aligns with kind of a sustainability only. And like lean waste, more value, less waste, more value, right? And you have shorter feedback loop that really helps. Lean documentation is a part of agile, right? And obviously choosing efficient technologies helps, and that is how. And we have to see that the teams are sustainable, right? Burnout is not very good. So basically, if we follow the agile, okay, then that itself is also kind of a, I'll say, sustainable project management. Okay, it naturally fits into the sustainable project management. So this just I want to maybe connect the dots to tell you that yes, when we do the agile practice, how that also helps into sustainable project management or sustainable project management execution. Yeah. So this was an overview about sustainable project management and how we do this impact analysis, and we'll just do a little bit deep dive into sustainable leadership. Yes, can we bring up this poll for Reno, please?
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
I have put the link also in the chat window. Let
Okay.
me also share my screen.
Okay, please. Yeah. So what do you think, guys? I'm sure there is a lot of people over here, right? And what do you think is carries the highest?
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, people are joining. So I hope you're able to see screen with it.
No, I am not able to see screen. Maybe 1 minute. I'll just need to go to Zoom basically. Are others able to see the screen? I am not able to
Yes,
see.
yes, I think so. Let me stop sharing and again I'll share it again. So, guys, yeah, I have also pasted the link on the chat window. Please do join. Now, let me know if you're able to see the screen. Today.
1 minute. Let me just stop it. And yeah, yeah, I can see the screen. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so people are joining. Yeah, thank you, Liam. Okay, so
Yeah,
I
Leon said
think,
it's visible. Yes.
yeah, so I think, let's go for,
Hmm.
let's go for the question.
Yes. Just see.
Yeah,
Let's see. Okay. What does
which of the
it
big,
says?
which of this big is the largest carbon footprint, right? Yeah.
Okay. People are saying different options. Okay.
For this one, even I am curious.
No, so again, see, it all depends on what and how you're doing it, right? So if it's a domestic flight, I mean, when you say a domestic flight, I mean, in US, if you take domestic flight, it might take 5 hours, right? So then imagine the kind of fuel it gets burned, right? And if you take a Bombay to Pune flight, it takes 20 minutes, right? So again, it all depends. Yes, but I think domestic flight takes the maximum amount of creates a carbon footprint, but even the coat and t-shirt also creates a lot of, I'll say, carbon footprint because it requires a lot of water also. Yeah. So, I
Yeah.
mean, all are, I will say, equally creating problems, but so that's what I suggest. Okay. 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 So, yeah.
Fine. Okay.
Okay. Coming back to my
Yeah.
presentation. You able to see my presentation?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. So, this just again PMI research which is there, and just sharing it that projects and project management is integral to sustainable development. And yes, I mean everyone feels that we should have sustainability imbibe into project management. Okay. Okay. So what leaders should do? Okay. So basically, just wanted to share some thoughts on this. One is that to revisit their business strategy to see that how they can have sustainability incorporated into their business strategy. Okay, core strategy, I'll say that. Okay, second is that how do you incentivize the sustainable actions to the employees, okay, or the stakeholders. Now you need to see that. Now if you say, for example, you can have maybe a uh, employee say that now you use the green car or whatever green taxi, then that is actually a kind of a thing, and maybe you can give some reward points for maybe using the whatever green initiatives, right? Or maybe you can have a plantation drive whereby you can have a reward or employees with some amount of vouchers or something like that, right? So that is, and you can have also ESG link matrices, right? Three is that you can have a maybe collaboration across functions to see that now sustainability is there in the core of their whatever execution. Maybe they try to reuse recycle some of the codes or maybe some material. Okay, and basically have this culture to do this, and obviously have some kind of innovation imbibe into their day-to-day culture, so that now sustainability is survived, maintained. And obviously you have more different kind of culture to see that it is a more a purpose driven culture. Okay, so this maybe as a leaders must do, maybe that's what I say that. And for every decision, yes, I mean you should see that now you always have to ask maybe a few questions whether it is ethical or not, it is environment friendly or not, it is economically viable or not, and is it going to create a value for shareholders or not. Okay, so that is how you can maybe try to ask these questions whenever you are trying to do some actions or maybe execute some project, right? So these are some of the things which leaders can do. Other thing which you can obviously do, which everyone knows, I mean, like now whatever, no, switch off the lights and maybe switch off the engine, all those things we all know. But in today's digital world, okay, so even the small thing, right? I mean, we keep asking to the chat gpt, okay, that okay, you give me some this or that. So that's where again a lot of I'll say energy gets consumed in that. And even using even one unwanted word, okay, that also causes a lot of I'll say impact on the energy. So using even the word please, okay, in the chat GPT prompt, okay, that causes a huge amount of, I'll say, problem, or it consumes a lot of tokens, okay. Everyone, now the way people interact with each other, they try to say that, please, chat GPT, can you do this? That is not required, okay. Please avoid those kind of a thing, that please and thank you, all this thing, you don't need to give it to chat GPT. You, that will save a huge amount of energy now from this AI tools. Other thing is that now when you in today's digital world, everyone is using WhatsApp or some kind of communication tool, right? And sometimes, I mean, when you want to maybe post a message, just try to see if you want to address only a particular person, then try to just send a message, direct message to him or her. Okay, if you put it into a common group, okay, say you want to say happy birthday to someone, you put it into common group, then that message goes to all whatever 500,000 people, right? And that shows into their chat. Okay, and that creates again a kind of a, because chat gpt or not, sorry, WhatsApp creates or stores the logs. Okay, so that's where, I mean, you have 1,000 members and you say happy birthday, then the 1,000 members chat will be storing or creating a log which will be like happy birthday. But if you want to wish someone, you can just directly wish someone one to one saying happy birthday or maybe a congratulations, right? So that again saves lot of, I'll say, energy, and it's very environment friendly if you try to do the DM. Okay, so better try to be careful about it, unless and until you want to maybe communicate a larger message which is like now targeting everyone, then only you should try to put in into some of the groups. Okay, but otherwise try to message one to one as much as possible. Okay, and that is where each one of you can start doing this, and that will bring a kind of a change. So I talked about this reporting standards, right? So I'll just quickly touch upon. Obviously, it's difficult to cover all of this, but these are some of the frameworks and standards which are in place. Okay, so United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, GRI, SASB, TCFD, all these are different kind of a reporting standards are there, and those standards actually are for the different purposes or different areas, region. So GRI standards, some of them are sector specific standards, some of them are topics standards. Okay, so depending on the what industry, what sector, what segment, what country you are doing it, you can file the relevant reports. Okay, so it is something like you prepare the report and do this. Okay, there are steps, some of the steps. I'll not go into details. It's just to give you an idea that what are the different kind of reporting standards are there. This again one of some of the popular ones only I'm covering over here. Sustainability accounting standards is one of the very popular one, and which helps companies to disclose financially material sustainability information. Okay, so this is very helpful, and it is a kind of a financial lens of sustainability basically. Okay, then there's a task force climate related financial disclosures. Again, this is very specific to climate related risk and opportunities, right? This is again another used by European Union, and again it is a thing, right? And just a little bit touch upon the sustainability in IT. Yeah. So just last question, last call, in last maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Maybe can we just say with this poll five, please? Renu, can you just share the screen?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Poll five.
Yeah, yeah. Let me share my screen. I have pasted the link, I guess. I hope everyone has received the link. Yeah.
Let me see. I'm not able to see. I'll
Yeah.
just.
I'm sharing my screen. I
Yes.
hope.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Meanwhile, I have also posted the link of the chat. And,
Okay.
let's wait for 10 more people, guys.
Okay.
Okay, let's one more.
Not able to access. Kosha is saying not able to access.
We
Where
are
to
not able
scan
to
it?
scan the QR code also.
Either you
Maybe you
scan.
can scan the QR code.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or you go to wooclub.com and type the code
yeah.
DRDRTFI. Okay,
Yeah.
DRDRTFI. Go to wooclub.com. There it will ask you for the event code, and you can enter that one.
Okay. Link is not working. Okay, fine. Thank you. I will
Okay.
check that.
Okay, fine. So maybe you can just type into the chat actually. What do you think? AI will help or hurt sustainability effort? Okay, now they're able to see somehow. Okay, everybody has started doing it. Okay. Mostly help, mostly hurt, both. Okay, okay, yes. Go to Clip and use the code DRDRTFI. Okay, 71% feels both. Okay, mostly help. Okay, yes, 73% feels both. Yes, right. Actually, it is going to help also. It is going to hurt also, because as you know, it has increased the power consumption significantly. There is a race to have the servers, CPUs, GPUs into whatever thing to train the models, and basically because of that, lot of environment problems are also getting created. But at the same time, some of the tasks are being done by AI more efficiently, more quickly, more meticulously. So that is where it is helping also. Okay, so it is both way. I mean, it is also creating a new kind of a jobs also, and at the same time, it is also taking away some jobs. So one has to be clear that now what basically you want to do. Yes, so basically it is going to help as well as going to harm both way. Okay, so just uh, thought on this IT side, because most of us might be from the IT, yes, and there will be obviously 20-30% from non-IT. But just thought about now IT industry actually contributes to this much CO2. Okay, and data centers, and they are actually very carbon intensive. So we have to ensure that now we bring this sustainability into this. A lot of e-waste gets generated nowadays. Okay, and cloud and AI expansions are literally increasing the strain on the digital resources. Okay, so it pays a lot to be green. Okay, and that's where you need to have this kind of a thing. You need to have a renewable power data centers, and we might have heard that now even some startup is planning to send a data center in a satellite in the space, because in the space it will be cold, so no cooling thing will be required. And similarly, even Microsoft had put one data center into sea, because in sea also now cooling fans will not be required, right? So in fact, it was there for 10 years, and recently they had taken out this data center. But yeah, I mean, those kind of a things are green strategies are also being adopted. And I'll suggest that now each one of you also should try to do it in whatever may way possible, right? So a lot of innovation being done in each of this area, and that actually is helping as well as hurting also, right? So, but yeah, I mean, AI ML is really helping, but again, it is definitely increasing the problems also. But it is able to predict a lot compared to earlier. Okay, it is able to optimize cooling. It's IoT is continuously monitoring it and making it more viable now to whatever reduce the temperature wherever when it has gone very high, or either way, right? And all these things is helping one or other way, right? And these are the just in nutshell some of the actions which maybe leaders can take. I mean, okay, that we already discussed to integrate sustainability into maintenance KPI, need to enable now circular economy, which we saw that cradle to cradle. Obviously, upskilling of the workforce so that now you have less waste and less, I mean, more efficient task force. Climate resilience also should be there, and adopt whatever this predictive and condition based maintenance. Okay, yeah, so basically it is only not about saving the planet, it is about saving our business model for the planet we live on. Once again, we have only one planet, there is no planet B, and we don't know whether we'll be able to make it to another planet or not, right? So this is about this one, and I'll just cover a little bit about green project management, which is now called a CSPP. Okay, this is for the benefit of all, because many of you might want to maybe study this, or this is a very new certification, just started last year. Last year, June, July, it started. It's just 1 year. Okay. Earlier, it was called Green Project Management. Now it has been renamed as a CSPP, Certified Sustainable Project Professional. Okay, that is what it's called. And the prerequisite is this much. You need to have any active certification. There is a CAPM, PMP, PGMP, PFMP. Okay, and either of these basically. And you need to have just a high school diploma or graduation. Okay, high school diploma. You don't need to be a graduate also. Okay, so this what it is there. And this exam structure I'm just sharing with you. Obviously, you can do the whatever Google and just figure it out. But basically, this is how the exam structure is there. This is a basic one, the one which I'm talking about, GPMB, and okay, and there are these domains which are covered as a part of this. Okay, and for practitioner, this is how the numbering or the percentage distribution of the questions are there. It is 100 questions are there, 85 scored, and 15 are not scored dummy questions. Okay, 120 minutes. So I have done my certification last year only in September. Yeah, so basically it is good. Actually, you'll get a good knowledge about green project management and this sustainability, and that really helps. Okay. Yes, so that is all from my side. Maybe if we have 5 minutes, I don't know, Renu, how much time we have, but yeah, if we have time, we can take few questions, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
So we have a lot
and
of questions actually.
yeah. Okay. So this is okay. So just want to share two things with many of you who might not be aware. One is obviously is my LinkedIn thing. Okay, you can scan it. This is Biren Parekh. Other is that I also run one WhatsApp channel. I keep posting jobs over there, okay, because I am part of several groups and several CXO groups. So I keep seeing a lot of job posting which are there because nowadays, as you know, job postings are on the LinkedIn and Naukri are not very much relevant because as soon as you post a job, hundreds and thousands people apply there. So most of people are doing through close circle only through reference. And I have this WhatsApp channel. I keep posting whatever I notice jobs over there. Okay, at all levels, whether it is CXO level or maybe entry level also. This is just to help people, help professional because someone has helped me and I'm trying to help someone. Okay. So many people have also got the job, but I'm just sharing it over here for the larger benefit of everyone. It is why I have created channel because it is anonymous. No one will know, neither I will know if you are following me or not. But this is just for your information. Okay, these are my handles. Yeah, and yeah, I'm available on the Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram also, and WhatsApp also. Yeah. Thank you. This book by me is definitely my learnings, all my project management lessons or learnings, which I have clubbed it over here. It is available on the Kindle as well as is available on the Amazon also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Maren, so let's
Yes.
continue with the questions. We still have
Yes.
10
Yes. I'm
minutes.
not sure whether I'll be able to answer or not, but yeah, I'll try. Yeah.
So, the first question I take it from Nilesh Patil. How can companies justify sustainability investments when the ROI is not immediately visible?
Yeah. So that's what I have already mentioned, right? That ROI will come only after some time. Okay, and not immediately. Okay, so I mean it's difficult to say that. Okay, that it will be not immediately visible. That is very clear. But you have to put the case from the, I'll say, from the global organization perspective that now how it will benefit because a lot of organizations who have gone into sustainability, they are making huge profit in the longer term because nowadays in the European Union or Europe and some developed countries, first thing they ask is that, okay, now you tell me whether your supply chain or your vendor, okay, is following the sustainability practice or not. Okay, so now I have not covered this. Okay, there is a one very important part of sustainable project management is about the procurement. Okay, so that is because of the paucity of time, I cannot cover that topic. But you need to have a vendor who is again should be procuring it in a sustainable manner or who should be following this P5 model. Okay, all this domain basically should, and you might have recently also read in just yesterday's news only that US president is planning to levy the tariffs on India because we are not following the very good labor practices. Okay, so that is what's there. So now slowly everyone has to move on that. And even in the Europe also, a lot of now companies are asking very clearly that you show me that your whatever production is in the sustainability manner. Okay, unless and until if it is not there, then they will not buy it. Okay, so that is going to be there in slowly it is coming up, but there will be benefit, pure benefit of doing this investment in a longer term.
Okay. The next question I take from Subramaniam. What is the take of the panelist for an organization that works in biotechnology delivery, like ethanol, sustainable aviation fuel, etc., towards sustainability? And how are organizations aligning towards sustainability methods and some examples if you can?
Sorry, so there are two, three questions, right? One is that how biochemistry, bio
Yeah, what is the take by the panelist for an organization that works in biotech? So, towards
biotech.
sustainability.
Okay, so see, biotech. I think because of the technology. lot of pharma companies or biotech companies, they are taking advantage of it to do the simulation through the AI or through the technology. Okay, and they are trying to cut down the research time from years to whatever few days or few weeks or few months. Okay, so that is very much relevant, very much important for the biotech companies to adopt the technology so that it will become more and more sustainable, because spending so much effort, so much years of experience into doing this over the years, if you use a simulation model, that really helps. So that is definitely required. Okay, what was the second part of it, Renu? What was the second part of
How are organizations aligning towards sustainability methods? Any examples?
No, so this same thing which I'm saying, that now a lot of
Hmm.
pharma companies are doing the simulation through AI, okay, and trying to figure it out that now what kind of molecules or what kind of chemicals or combinations will work. Okay, so that is what a lot of companies are doing it. I'm not from that industry, so I'll not be able to say that much on it. But yes, you can Google it, and there is a lot of companies are doing that, and that is why you see the drugs are being launched now at a very faster pace compared to maybe earlier days.
Yeah. Yeah. The next question I would take from Dinesh Shinde. Is it possible in Indian context that we can manage sustainable project management in reality?
Uh, yeah, to be very honest, I think it is not that much, I'll say,
Difficult.
yeah, difficult and not very widespread being used. Only, I'll say, limited companies are doing it. Who is actually doing more business with, I'll say, maybe developed countries. And in fact, I mean, you might also heard about term called greenwashing. Okay, so greenwashing is whereby companies will show that they are following the green practices or green project and green sustainability related things, but they are actually not doing it. Okay, so I have heard this word greenwashing, and you can also search. I have written very big article on the greenwashing. Also, a lot of companies do that. Yeah. So, but it is
Yeah.
difficult, as I know. But procurement part, I mean, definitely I'll say that now procurement part is very strictly being followed now for the companies who are engaging into I'll say developed countries, means trading into developed countries, and it's being inspected time to time. Yeah.
Okay. The next question I take from Nilesh Patel. There are actually two questions. Let's go with the first question. How can maintenance and reliability engineering contribute to achieving circular economy and sustainable objectives?
How can manufacturing?
How can maintenance and reliability engineering contribute to achieving circular economy and sustainability objectives?
Yeah, so maintenance and reliability engineering, see, as a part of a P5 impact analysis, which we show, okay, which we just saw that having less breakdown, okay, so that is again a kind of a one kind of a beneficial or green project management, okay, to have this more reliable machines or the processes, so that now there is no downtime, there is no breakdown which causes maybe problem to the people. We have read that, right? Now sometimes the boiler blast, right? Why? Because the maintenance not being done, and then a lot of people get killed, right? So that is a kind of I'll say to some extent sustainability related things, whereby you take care of the from the maintenance perspective, or maybe you have this reliability test being done, that will help to ensure that now your sustainability is there. But obviously cradle to cradle will not be there, because it will not, but yeah, I mean, some cases I'll say that some of the machineries which are used, or I'll say overused, those are being shipped to maybe a smaller vendors or maybe smaller cities, so that it can be used somewhere there. Okay, or maybe I'll say once machine is discarded, they are being melted and they are being recycled in some or other form. So that is how the circular economy can be done for the this kind of the industry. Yeah.
And another next question was traditional project success is measured by scope, time, cost, and quality. But in sustainable project management, how do you recommend prioritizing the sustainable objectives when they conflict schedule or budget constraints?
Yeah, so that is definitely there. So it's very difficult. So any project management budget constraint and the resource constraint will be always there. And so see the way we mentioned, I mentioned that in the sustainable project management plan, okay, you need to incorporate this thing very clearly, KPI. Okay, you need to have a sponsors back now to support you. That now there will be a some amount of fund which will be allocated for the sustainability perspective or the green project management perspective, right? So that you have to take a bind right from the beginning, then only you'll be able to do this, right? And second is that as I had mentioned in that example, you have these P5 dimensions or domains are there, different attributes are there. You take what attributes are relevant to your industry, your project, and you define that now what is your target, right? It need not be you will be now all five, okay? That is, you will not be always have the regenerative. In fact, I forgot to include one more slide, which is like now regenerative, restorative, and recycling. Okay, so that basically you will not always have the recyclable thing, but at least you start somewhere. Now then you will reach to that level, right? So that's important to start measuring somewhere and then you reach somewhere. That is important. That is how you can do it.
Uh, the next question is from Anish Shamali. How to calculate or evaluate the ESG related parameters, specifically carbon footprint or emissions for any project or process. This is the major challenge organizations are facing in the interconnected and complex digital systems. How to automate it so that proper ESG reporting or BRSR reporting can be done.
Oh, very difficult question, but yes, no, quite relevant. I think, see, for different kind of material which you are having it, okay, or whatever you are doing it, okay, there is a defined, I'll say, carbon footprint. You can find it on the Google. Okay, you just Google it. Say for example, if you switch on the AC for whatever 110 AC for say whatever 1 hour or 24 hour, then what is the carbon footprint you create? Okay, that is already there. So depending on that, you can just start calculating the carbon footprint for whatever industry you are, whatever you're doing it, right? So that is one thing which you can do it. And there is all obviously there are software, okay, which will help you to basically do the measurement. Okay, so we also have kind of a ESG software which can use to now basically figure it out that how much carbon footprint you are creating it. So and there a consultant also will be helping you to measure that now how much carbon footprint you are creating it.
Yeah.
Or it can be other way also, that now say for example I am using right now the electricity given by whatever government, okay, but if I use the solar, okay, solar panel, then how much I'll save? Okay, that carbon footprint can be more easily calculated. That now you are consuming say 300 units, now you are just consuming 50 units, so 250 units you are saving it. Okay, so 250 units will be equivalent to some amount of carbon footprint. That is how normally people calculate, and that is how the carbon credit is being calculated for the trading purpose.
Yeah, okay. And on the same line, I think Mandar at the same question, similar line. As per guidelines, what is the criteria to measure carbon footprint, product life, project duration, or its consumables, or project entire operation life cycle? So, on the same line,
So
this
it's the
was,
same thing with
yeah,
the way I said you
yeah,
will be using the same model only. Yes.
right. Another question is from Atish Kumar. Is there any standard sustainability framework or adoption designed by Government of India for corporates?
No, so basically ESG framework is as such not defined, but it is some of this dimension which are there. Okay, and I have covered this dimension, but if you want to just purely cover from the ESG perspective, there are some more dimensions also there. So that can be maybe covered separately. But I mean, I'm to be very honest, I'm not very aware of exactly what government is doing. But when you try to do this reporting, okay, that SASB reporting, GRI reporting, there depending on what you are using it, it will automatically get calculated and you can report that. I mean, not even to government.
Yeah, okay. And one more question is from Vishwanath Kulkarni. In the world of fast emerging technologies, where product releases are in months rather than quarter or years, how do you ensure your projects or solutions deployed are sustainable in the long range? We often see such progressive technologies making the current ones almost absolutely replaceable. Take telecom shift to new generations, for example. So,
No, sorry, can you just break it down the question or
okay, sorry. So in this world of fast emerging technologies, where product releases are in months rather than in, quarter or years, how to
yeah.
ensure your projects or solutions deployed are sustainable in the long range? So for example, he has given telecom shift to new generations. Yeah, we often see such progressive technologies making the current ones almost absolutely replaceable. So how do we ensure that?
Yeah, so basically what you're saying that when we are doing these releases so fast, I mean, how do we ensure that it's a sustainable? Yeah, so that is one of the problem also in nowadays, okay, that now people are more focused on replacement than rather than repairing, okay. So I'm just talking about general thing, may not be just I'll say IT perspective, but from general perspective, people are just trying to create a low quality product and try to deliver it or roll it out much faster. But one should ensure that sustainability of those products are there, even though you're releasing it into months. It is a company's duty to see that those products are sustainable product and not just use it for a few months and throw it away. So that is organization has to take care to see that it is a sustainable thing and not just use and throw kind of a thing. So it is organization's responsibility, and that is where the main thing, as I said, profitability comes into picture. That organization focuses on the profitability only, but if they have sustainable thing, then overall in long run people will start going for those kind of products only which are more sustainable.
So the two last questions I would take. One is very interesting, which will coastal road project be considered a successful project or unsuccessful project, considering the
Yeah,
sustainability?
yeah. So that's a good question. Yes, I mean, so see, some of the infrastructure projects now, on one side, when it has been done, okay, it is now saving a huge amount of fuel, okay, because now earlier the time which car used to take to reach from Bandra to or Bandra to Nariman Point was maybe 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, now they're able to reach in 50 minutes. So the amount of fuel which is saved by going slow, that actually outweighs the kind of investment which has been done. Okay, so that is one part of it. On the other side, because you have created coastal road, I mean, people say that the marine ecosystem is being damaged. But yes, in short term, it is getting damaged. But once that establishment is done, I don't think that it is going to trouble a lot. I mean, because automatically, no, the animals, I mean, whatever ecological biosystem adjusts to the any change which is happening. So that way, I feel that no, there is some amount of harm which is there, but then again, it is going to give a benefit in a long run. Okay, so I'll say it is more of a successful project than unsuccessful.
Okay, thanks. So that question was from Suhasini Yogi. And one last question. How sustainable development will work in IT run support project?
How sustainable?
How sustainable development will work in the IT run, support project, basically from
Okay.
IT support project.
So as I mentioned earlier, now more of a predictive maintenance, okay, or the proactive maintenance, or maybe doing a fixing for the long term, or maybe recycling it, no, at the end of the maintenance. I mean, at the end of the cycle of a, I mean, machine. Now that is kind of a sustainable development, you can call it. Okay, you have to ensure that less breakdown, less problems and recycling at the end of a machine's life. That is a kind of a sustainable development.
And I think one last question I'll take. This is the last one. SEBI has defined framework for top listed 1,000 companies that needs to report BRSR reporting or the ESG reporting. So the
Right.
question is whether it is BRSR reporting or ESG reporting.
I think BRSR reporting is required, and companies having,
Okay.
I think, more than 500 crore turnover, I think those are required to be done. That is how it is actually.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we are done with the questions, and in the interest of time, I'm not taking any more questions right now. Let's quickly move ahead.
Okay, good guys.
Let's
So I would
start.
like to,
Yeah.
yeah. So I would like to know from the whatever attendees who are there, how did you find the session? So Renu will be sending the feedback, right? Feedback form.
Yeah. But before that, we need to complete the thing. So yeah, let me quickly. Okay. And feedback link will be shared with everyone. Okay. So I just wanted to share some couple of information. There are some pointers. So first of all, I see a lot of in the chat window, people are really appreciating for this wonderful session. So Biren, for this wonderful session, please accept the certificate of appreciation from us from PMI Mumbai Chapter. This was
Okay.
really a very wonderful session. Thank you so much. And the quick notes. Yeah, so everyone is asking for the PDUs and all. Please see, you will get a PDU mail. So please go keep a check on your inbox or your spam folder as well. So please, you will get that PDU code. And here is the feedback link. I will wait for a moment. Please, all of you are writing, giving thumbs up and all. So please ensure that you give the feedback over here because this will really, really help PMI Mumbai chapter for planning sessions in future. Follow channel after opening the link. Yeah. So please, all of you. I'm waiting for a moment. Please, all of you, quickly scan the QR code. This time I am hoping that I receive at least 80% of the feedback. I would love to.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much. And I think many of you might be part of our PMI Mumbai chapter WhatsApp group also, right? So just share the whatever feedback there also, if possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I hope please you have scanned it, and I am hoping that I receive feedbacks. Okay. Okay, so many were asking about the PDF for the PPT. So you can also visit our YouTube channel. Our this video will be posted on our YouTube channel. This is our YouTube QR code. So if you would like to again revisit the entire discussion what Biren has given, so you can always follow this session and you can always get the data from there as well. The next one is thank you so much. Thank you everyone. We have our volunteer, so I would also thank my volunteer, Mr. Saurabh, and of course our technical staff. You must all be knowing Amod, Sunil, and Tushar. They are all the pillars of this technical sessions that we are attending, arranging these sessions for us technically. And finally, thank you all for being a good audience and for giving. Please share your feedback. Okay. And if you have any queries, please do share it. Please drop a mail on professional development at pmimumbaichapter.org. Thank
So
you.
thank you, everyone. Bye. Good night.
Thank you.
Good
Bye
day.
bye. Good night. Yes. Please also. So, Pankaj, how can I get added in PMI WhatsApp group? You need to send a request to the PMI group. Uh, yes, Tarun, you will get a PDU code. PDU code will be mailed to you. So,